Welcome to our Energy Matters with Anthony Manna and Dena Marie. Aloha.
Aloha and good day, good life to our English-speaking viewers wherever you may be. And today is episode number 92. We've been meeting for 92 Zoom affairs, Zoom presences. And that means that we have been coming together to discuss our life's journey for 92 times.
And you've got to realize we were probably talking to each other 6 months prior to all of this.
Absolutely.
Every week,
starting in 2020. So I move into your book each week, and I come out of there with a piece of writing. I've been doing, so I've got 92 pieces of writing, which could be turned into something. We don't know quite yet, but I mean, it might be some kind of a guidebook, put it that way, something like that. But anyway, I mean, today, so each time I go to your book, I come out with a piece of writing. Today, my title is Walk the Healing Pathways. And I think this is a quote right from your book. The art of healing is guided by crystal choice. Of course, this is you. Tarot enlightenment. Wow. Chakra revelation and coming into the rhythm of your life. In our episodes of our Energy Matters, we explore the practices and poetics of physical, mental, and spiritual self-care revealed through Dena Marie's intuitive soul search discoveries and regenerative prescriptions for living a blessed life, a life anointed by well-being, self-love, healthful connections with others, and enlightened and balanced body, mind, spirit, energy.
Amen.
Amen. And so today I say, come folks, come follow me today to a spiritually inspired domain built and burnished bright by Dena Marie in her fascinating book, enchantingly titled Our Energy Matters, The Art of Crystal Reading, where she tells us in her third title, tells us her soul, mind, heart seekers are invited, and here's the title, to learn how to manifest your heartfelt intentions. There's so much there. I mean, we could just stop right there and spend the next 2 days talking about any of that, really, when you think about it, especially when when I first encountered the title of your book after you had interviewed me on your wonderful show, your radio show. I wondered what some of it meant, and that's what the journey has been for me, is unraveling my my understanding. Indeed, our energy matters, especially the energy Dena Marie explores in the wonder of her heaven-sent, sensible, practical, doable manual of spiritual matters and manners, where, as an experienced enlightened healer of many years, she fathoms recurring mysteries, glorious presences, divine spirits, uplifting affirmations, and inspiring resources that sustain life and living. Ah, yes, indeed. If only we will slow down to acknowledge these spirit, soul enhancing gifts right there, cost-free, gifts of coming to recognize and welcoming the divine presence in the very core of our being, as we awaken to the voice beckoning us to partake in the dance of recognition that leads us to the sacred and joyfully profound awareness of the radiance of our inner beauty, the presence of the divine in our uniqueness and individuality. That was the longest sentence I've ever.
It was beautiful. I was kind of mesmerized. It was like a song.
I know, and it's like a song, isn't it? Really, when you think about it, and it's like I couldn't stop. It unraveled itself. So I have come to learn over several years of moving into the depth of Dena Marie's book, where she expresses her beliefs, her guidance, her clairvoyant techniques of transporting folks beyond their confusion and self-doubt to enhance self-love and compassion for themselves and their soulmates. I have come to learn that the foundation of our healers, that's her, instruction, guidance, mentorship is a resounding call that sounds to me like this, which is rock bottom and uplifting. Hey, you there, wake up and come to know yourself honestly. Amen. So what I say is Dena Marie is a spirit guide, a celestial arts mentor who takes joy from leading her seekers, her clients, and pilgrims like me to spark enlightened pathways where they undertake a soul, mind, body search that awakens them to the depth of their goodness, their wondrous, blessed self. I know this awakening because I have been graciously spirited upward by Dena Marie, Lady Grace of angelic wonder, as I have christened her quite a few times, in her role as a faith-based teacher healer who inspired me and so many other seekers, clients, wanderers along the path lined with questions, fathoming a holy realm of soulful identity. She urges folks who come to her, quote, summon your courage, she encourages them, and ask, who am I? What do I desire? In other words, what are my heartfelt intentions? What is blocking me from engaging in a process of bringing seeds of energy from the universe into every miraculous and thriving feature of my being? And this, she asks, do I have the grit it takes to seek these answers? Do you want to learn more? Well, I invented the Celestial Arts Quiz Show, established and hosted by me, Anthony L. Manna, aka Professor Grandpa Tonio, the book guy and the writing guy. The Celestial Arts Quiz Show features one daring contestant, Dena Marie. Calling Dena Marie, celestial alchemist, angelic wanderer, come forth and illuminate our listeners and viewers at your threshold, curious about your passionate belief in drinking from the wellspring of energy, of open-heartedness, touched by joyful mind, to ride the rising tide of enlightened soul search. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm scared. No, I was kidding. I'm good. I'm about practice.
Here we go. Wandering through your book's labyrinth of fundamental truths, I found this jolt of lyrically toned wisdom. And I know exactly, you're going to tune into this right away because it's unique. And you wrote, only as high as I reach can I grow. Only as far as I seek can I go. Only as deep as I look can I see. Only as much as I dream can I be. You know, those are the lyrics of the song, you know.
I like to write songs. I just got to find a musician that'll keep playing with me.
That's why I say that. I say that and I said, so what do these crystallized words of wonder mean to you today, here and now?
Well, I got to go back to, you said the word grit. I like that word because everybody thinks that if you're all spiritualists, it's easy. It's not easy because we were talking about living in the past or beating ourselves up or how our mind goes all these places. And to me, does grit mean like getting down into the dirt and like getting it done?
Yeah.
And there's days, hey, I've had some days this week that I had to pull out the grit. I had to find it. I had to do my exercise. I had to tune up my instrument. It was like, I felt like something, like I was going to lose it. And somehow I got myself back. But the thoughts that we think, they were driving me crazy because I was thinking about the past, like you were saying to me in our phone call.
There it is. Yeah. It can send you to distraction
It
bad.
could dig a hole, dig a deep hole. And if you don't go do something to lift your spirits, and for me, something tragic happened. We had to put our 16-year-old dog down. But the best part that came out of it is I got to ignite my spiritual side. I got to sit with my 13-year-old grandson and 6-year-old granddaughter and have a conversation about what I believe happens when we pass over, or, just old age, and that we're all going to pass someday. And it was so, gosh, after the fact, it was life. Life is a milestone. And it was such a beautiful moment. Even and Ethan, who's 13, was so beautiful with his sister, and watching my daughter be in pain, having to make a decision, and watching her tell her grandkid or my grandkids, and watching the husband. And it was just kind of, that's what life's about. We're not going to live forever, but if we don't bring our spirit to the table, if we would have just kept our mouths shut, not cried, not talked, and spent the evening acting like it didn't happen, which a lot, some people take medication for that. That's why they take it, so they don't go there. So it was just bring spirit to the table. Yeah, dream, hope, live life to the fullest. Like last night, the full moon. Oh my God. It made me look up, and it was beautiful. But if we're just sitting in front of the television and not getting in touch with the spiritual side, our whole world is in deep trouble. But there's a lot of, like, you gave me a Buddha quote today.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spiritual practices that make sense to me. Some others don't. So you got to get in touch with your spiritual side first. And that means looking up, counting your blessings, living in the present moment, listening to your intuition, opening your heart. You know how you have an open heart? Because it hurts.
There it is. And not to punish yourself, but to punish myself, whatever. That's a big one. And so that also leads to self-love, which is, it takes a long time to come to discover what self-love actually means. And we've spent a lot of time talking about that. I have come to believe that your crystals uncover spiritually endowed manifestations of selfhood. That whole idea of, I think what I'm saying there is the notion of crystal reading that you do. What did you mean when you wrote, quote, "It is helpful to take note of feelings and thoughts surrounding the choosing of each of your crystals"?
Feelings and thoughts. So, well, I do my crystal readings pretty much every other day, at least. I hope to do them more because I get so much out of them, and then I pull my card. So for instance, if my heart is closed, I have to ask myself what happened in the last 24 hours that hurt my feelings. And then I can go, oh God, yeah, so-and-so said something. And I pushed it away and just kept moving and doing my stuff. But then I can practice self-love, or I can write them a letter, or I can cry. I've been crying a lot. That's my prescription, is to open up those chakras. So every day your chakras change depending on who you're with. Like when I'm with you, I know for a fact, all my chakras are spinning because it feels good. You and I, we just got off the phone saying how easy it is to talk to one another. And you said that we don't even know each other, or we haven't met each other, but we have more meetings than most people do with their spouses. I just kidding. Maybe. You never know. But we talk about how we feel. We're always on time. We support each other. Those are the lower chakras. And when we're done, we have a Zoom call with the YouTube, which is tangible. So it kind of shows our relationship for everyone else to see. And that's what the chakras are about. It starts as an idea, you work through your chakras, and the lower chakras when you physically see something in tangible form, which is if we wrote a book together, or even this meeting right now is tangible nowadays because people can see it.
Right. And I think all of it, as I come to understand what you're after in your book, and also just talking with you over the years, is that it's all part of the healing process. We're constantly moving in that direction of self-healing, self-love, compassion, for ourselves, so that we can have compassion for others beyond ourselves, and I don't know, it's very comforting to know that that's possible, and we talked today a little bit too about how it doesn't help to be around negativity. And these barking people on TV, for example, bark, 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 and and you just you become, after seeing that for a while, you feel contaminated. or swayed.
Well, you feel you are.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking this morning, like, why do I like watching dogs so much? It's so easy. I mean, it's easy to keep your heart open. It's easy to talk to them. They listen. They even give you like, what? Give you looks and stuff. But yeah, the television, oh, it was on my show last week. It's called Programming for a Reason. Programming. It started in the programming. They're programming you and they're selling you something and they want you to do something and it benefits them, right? If they're selling you something you don't need, they're programming you. And it was an article about dehypnotizing people or, being hypnotized unknowingly. So when you turn on the television, media nowadays, it's trying to steal your thoughts, your mind, so that you'll do what they tell you to do.
Well,
And so pick up a book, write, go out in nature, have a nice conversation. But the television is a programming. I love it that they came up with that.
I think it's really important. And I think that what you just said there, go out, read a book, pick yourself up, lift your spirit. That's all part of your prescriptions, your remedies, in your book. I mean, they just appear and appear and reappear all the way through your book because you also have stories of people that came to you and you led them, you offered them, but then you led them back to themselves. Say it that way.
So if you dance, how do you feel when you're done? When you dance?
Wonderful, wonderful.
So I dance every night when I make dinner.
Yeah.
I put on some good music and I'm making dinner and something's boiling and then I'm running around dancing and you've got to now more than ever find things that when you're done doing them, you feel good. If you feel good, you're going to be healthier. If you're healthier, your relationships are going to be better. It's just this, it's a win-win situation. And I don't know if it's even self-love or just self-care. I guess, is it self-care? So you don't get sick?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll take that any day. Oh, anyway, I just such fulfillment here. But I see that it's time. We're coming to. I'm looking at yes. It's time to come to end this episode of the Celestial Arts Quiz Show, and I say thank you, Lady Grace of Angelic Consciousness. I know. I mean that maybe that's what you should call your next book. For teaching and sharing and illuminating. It's also vital, such a blessing. Let's continue with our Celestial Arts Quiz Show in maybe a few more episodes. I'm ending the quiz show today as I share with you a bit of wisdom I found again. I did that last session on my Yogi tea bag tag, which made me think about the help you offer your clients. The tea bag wrote this: nurturing yourself is not selfish. It's essential to your survival and your well-being. And so I say, exactly. And I say, indeed, our energy matters. There we go again. So folks, if you want to move closer to Dena Marie's miraculous wisdom, then listen to her weekly radio show, Lift Your Spirits, on 1150 AM KKNW. She has.
And you're my guest. You're my guest this week.
Yeah, this week on the 9th of June, I'm your guest. That's wonderful. I'm looking forward to that. It's so upbeat, and you have musicians and you have poets and you have people who like to dance around, dance as you interview them while you're dancing with your your headphones on, and you're just like all over the place. The first time I saw that, I thought, God, this lady, how does she move like that? There's a lot of energy going on here.
And it's a lot of fun in the studio. So one day maybe you'll be in the studio with me and we'll dance together.
Oh, I would love that. So anyway, go to her website, Dena-Marie, .com. She's also very active on Facebook, and you'll see her startling photographs of the island that she lives on, because she is so attached to that environment and so blessed by it that's what she expresses. Prayerful advice about self-care and information about her workshops and courses. My website for an interview with Dena Marie is on anthonymanabooks.com. My website's media section for Podbean podcasts, interviews are there. Dena Marie being one of them, along with all sorts of other important people who have come into my life, especially illustrators and writers. My website is a lot about leading very young children, tweens and teens and new adults to find a way into their world through reading and writing. And we all love that so much. Grab a book, you said several times today.
That's
Yeah.
a prescription.
That's
That's
exactly.
a prescription.
That's a prescription. And thank you so much. And so, all right. So until we meet again for number 93. 93. Okay. It sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, everybody, for listening, watching, observing. Thank you, Dena Marie.
Bye-bye. Aloha.
Bye-bye.